Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Adventures in the Magic Kingdom for the Nintendo Entertainment System, released in 1990. Played this game as a little kid. Never could get very far into it at all, because I was a little kid, but I still love the game anyway, and it still holds a rather dear place in my heart. My sister was always better at this game than I was, but years have passed, I have gaming skills now, and I can beat this game in about an hour. Well, I found that out yesterday at least, when I finally decided to play this game for the first time in forever. And this game does have its challenge, it does have its challenges. And while it's a short game and is kind of geared towards younger kids, it's still a great game to plop into your NES and play every once in a while. We're on the title screen. All we can do right now is start the game. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start the game. And as soon as you start the game, you get to input your name. 8 character limit. Press A to confirm the letter. Press B to backspace. I'm going to go with a shortened form of the word watercress because I can. And before you insert that 8th and final character, you want to be sure that the rest of it is correct, because once you insert that 8th character, you won't be able to go back and correct it. Thankfully, I've got it the way I want it. So let's go ahead and press A on that S a second time. Get her name completed and start the game. By the way, if you don't input a name, which is possible, you get Bamboo.7. Not sure why you do, but you do. Anyway, here's the story.
Hey, Goofy! It's time for the big parade! Where's the golden key to the gate?
Gosh. I'm sorry, Mickey. I must have left it in the castle. And I'm not doing Donald's voice. I don't know how, so therefore I'm not going to do it. Don't worry, Mickey. Let's go to the castle right now. Wait a minute, Donald. We need 6 silver keys to open the castle gate, and, well, I'm not sure where I left them. But they're somewhere in the Magic Kingdom. What? You mean we gotta find all 6 keys? There's not enough time.
Maybe you can find the 6 keys for us. 5 are in attractions, but you'll have to ask around for the 6th one. I'm sure you can do it, but please hurry. The parade can't go on without them.
And here we are on the overworld screen. Nice little top-down perspective there. All you can do is really walk around with the control pad. You start out right here at the entrance. You got a barber shop, you got a first aid station, stores, food. We won't be able to do anything in these buildings, obviously. There's a person we can talk to, but I'm gonna wait on that one, because that's one of the 6 keys right there. To the left here, you have the Pirates exhibit in the lower left. There's the Pirate Beach and Village. Here's the Haunted Mansion with its 999 ghosts. Here's the Tom Sawyer Steamboat. Here's the train ride, which I forget the name to. Over here is It's a Small World. Apparently that got represented in the game. Here's Autopia, where we'll be driving around for one of the 6 keys. And down here is Space Mountain. I'm going to go ahead and do Space Mountain first. All we have to do is just approach the entrance and we'll go right in.
There's a silver key on Star F. If you pilot and I navigate, I'm sure we can make it. When I tell you where to fly, push the controls in that direction, okay? And push the A or B button to fly around meteors. Ready? Lift off!
Alright. Gotta look at the console down at the bottom of the screen. When you see an arrow pointing in a direction, you press it on the control pad. Press A on spaceships, and you press B on the meteors. Don't worry, you'll see a button on the left side for the spaceship and one on the right for the meteors. Also, you can only mess up 3 times. If you mess up 3 times, you're out. You can tell how many hits you have in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, where those hearts are. You can only have up to 3 hearts. And if you lose all of them, You'll be kicked out of the ride and you'll have to start from the very beginning. You do not have checkpoints. So you better do your best in these. You better get good. Also, you can tell what star you're on just by looking at the top of the screen. Right now we're on star C. Also, at this point in the game, or the mini game rather, it does get a little faster. And if you see two flashing arrows pointing to the left and right, you want to press either left or right. Doesn't matter which one, just as long as you do it. If you take too long to press a button, or you press the wrong one, you take a hit. Again, you really want to be paying attention here. Ah. Yeah, you really don't have a lot of time. Thought I was going to go through that perfectly. And we've come to a complete stop. We are at Star F, and we have made our way to the Silver Key. Apologies if I was silent for a little while during certain parts. Really had to concentrate because you have like these salvos of directions that you have to press like 3 at a time before you can take a little bit of a breather, and then you have to press some more buttons. So at least they keep it a little easy for the kids. And here's Autopia. I might as well go ahead and explain how to do that one.
Hey, Watercress! Panhandle Pete stole the Silver Key and won't give it back. He's challenged you to a race. If you beat him, you win the key.
And to start accelerating, press A, then up, and then A again. You'll go through the gears, and you'll eventually be on the highest one. In case you get knocked around so much that you lose pretty much all your speed, all you need to do is just keep mashing A and up on the control pad, and you'll make it back to high top speed in no time. You want to make sure not to run into any cones, that just slows you down. But you also don't want to run into any holes because you don't have any hit points in this one. If you make one mistake that involves you falling into a pit somewhere, you're going down. You're just going to have to start this whole thing over. Also, you can use these little jump pads as ramps that you can leap off of. And here, you want to press B at the right time. So that way you can wait for that bridge to show up, and then you can just press A and up simultaneously to get back to top speed. And now we're at the fountain, so we're now at the last stretch. That little thing, that little beeping noise that went dun-na, dun-na, means you're just about to run out of time. But if you do well enough, you won't be hearing it until you reach the fountains. By that point, you should still have plenty of time anyway. But since we managed to reach the goal before time ran out, because that's what you really have to do, you're not exactly beating Panhandle Pete, you get the second of six silver keys. I cannot speak today to save my life, as per usual. You can get any of these keys in any order, by the way. You can also replay these stages too. Now you're probably wondering, what were those stars that I was picking up? What were those for? Well, if you press select at any time in the game, except for Space Mountain, you'll get the status screen. Not sure why Mickey is telling us to fight, but well, there we go. We can see how many lives we have. If we lose all our lives, the game is over, but thankfully we continue from the title screen as much as we want. We can see how many keys we have. Right now we have 2. And at the bottom of the screen, we get to see how many stars we have. Right now we have 15 stars. Below that, we can actually buy power-ups. You cannot actually find them in the game. You have to collect stars and buy them to get them. Well, that's a little bit of challenge to the game. For 6 stars, you can increase your current health by up to 1. Basically, you replenish 1 of your hit points is what I'm trying to say. Maximum is always going to be 3. With 8 stars, you can choose to freeze all on-screen enemies for a little while. For 10 stars, you can grant yourself temporary invincibility, and for 12 stars, you can give yourself a 1-up. Once again, you cannot find any of these power-ups in-game. You have to collect stars and buy them in order to earn them. Be sure to select A, press A on the ones you want if you want it. If you don't want anything, keep your hand off A button and press select to go back to the game. And you know what? I might as well go ahead and round this one out. Why not? By talking to all these people. Now, talking to people starts this little trivia game. It's the little trivia mini game of the game. And by answering questions, you'll get closer and closer to the next key. Questions are random, but there's only a small pool of questions. You can find all the answers on GameFAQs. Or Game FAQs, if that you want to pronounce it that way. At least I got a pretty easy question that start off with. What time does Cinderella's fairy godmother spell wear off? That would obviously be midnight. If you don't know the answer to that question, I don't really know what to tell you. You'll then be told that the girl around Space Mountain knows where the key is, so that's your next place to go. There will always be one person other than you at any given time on the map screen in case you haven't completed this minigame yet. From here, we're going to have to answer another question. What is the name of Zoro's Black Stallion? Oh boy, I did not watch Zorro. I'm going to say Phantom. It's not Phantom, then it's probably Tornado then. But if you get it wrong, you can just walk away, walk back towards her, and you can do another question. What kind of pies does Snow White make for the 7 dwarfs? Thankfully, I did this in a practice run. It's gooseberry pies. Next stop is the Enchanted Castle, which is in the center of this place. And we can talk to this guy over here. What is the name of Donald Duck's uncle? That would be Scrooge. Love how they have the Warner Brothers reference there for A. Next stop is a small world. Now, it's pretty easy to figure out where it is just from walking around, but thankfully I knew where it was, so I'll just tell you. It's right north of the Enchanted Castle. Apparently they're doing this to make sure that you were, well, you. Which one of the 7 dwarves never speaks? It's Dopey. I almost thought it was Doc, but then I realized, no, it's probably going to be Dopey. I don't remember him ever speaking at all. And I've never watched Snow White. This guy will tell you that there is a dog with a silver key in his collar at the front gate. So we're going to have to go all the way back to where we started this game in order to find the dog. This guy knows where the dog is, but you're going to have to answer his question right. How many ghosts are there in the Haunted Mansion? 999. Thankfully, you can find this one out in-game if you go into the Haunted Mansion level. Next stop is Tom Sawyer's Island. That's where the steamboat ride is. So that's what that place was called. I kind of knew, but I forgot. And she tells you that the dog is around here. By the way, if you actually get the question wrong with the guy who tells you he's seen the dog, and if you get that question wrong, he straight up lies to you and tells you he hasn't seen the dog lately. Nice one there, game. Anyway, what warns Captain Hook and Peter Pan when the crocodile is near? That would be a ticking clock. And if you get this question right, you'll scare off Pluto, because that obviously is Pluto. And he'll run straight for Autopia. I believe this is the final question. But this shouldn't be too hard if you know your Disney movies. What was the first Mickey Mouse cartoon ever made? It's not Steamboat Willie. That was just the first one to be made into one with sound. It's Plane Crazy. That one kind of trips you up. In the words of Slow's Game Room, it's not Steamboat Willie. And because this is the last person you need to talk to, you have to answer another question just to get the key. What year did Disneyland first open? It's not 1983, I know that. It's gotta be 1955. There it is. Silver key, congratulations. So we got 3 keys already just to start this thing off. And you know what? I got a good 16 minutes off of this, so I might as well go ahead and save the harder parts for the second part. We're already halfway through the game, and, well, I might as well go ahead and save the other half for later. So join me next time where I take on these 2 places and the train ride. So until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!